Welcome to another episode of Drunk Cop and a Teacher, the podcast where everything's made up and our comments don't matter, just like any Spider-Man 3 teases.
Is there new ones
Never gonna
again?
give you
There's-
up.
There
Never gonna
actually
give
was.
you down.
There was like some sort of 3-second teaser trailer somewhere in Spain, I think. I don't know where it was, but then apparently like the title glitched and people were like, that confirms Spider-Verse. Oh my god, we're getting Tobey Maguire, we're getting Andrew Garfield. And then of course you know how people are, so
That's what I think about it.
you're just
I'm-
upset because you got Rick rolled.
Bro, I am
Oh,
still
yeah, he
upset
did.
on that. I was excited. I was like, oh my god, I want to send this to Sal. Woo!
Nah, I don't trust any shit from you guys. I go straight to the sources.
Oh, mine's usually a joke. I'm not gonna send something that's real because I don't care anymore. I'm done with it. I gotta wait
But
till.
when have they
No.
okay, have they said anything of when is going to be the first trailer coming out?
The newest rumor right now, or possibly confirmation, I can't even tell. It's all a blur nowadays, but
Yeah,
July 30th might be the first time we'll get a trailer.
July 30th. Gotcha.
Yeah, because a Jungle Cruise, which I don't understand how that
Right.
makes any sense to go ties in with Jungle
I-
Cruise, but it is what it is.
I don't understand that. Why Jungle Cruise will
don't
have
know.
Wait, what's in Black Widow again?
Black Widow is July 9th, which I would have assumed we would have gotten something for Black Widow, but
Didn't we say there was something in the IMAX version of something we would see something? I
that's
already
Oh,
forgot.
Jurassic
that's-
World and Fast and the Furious.
Oh, okay.
that comes
Which
out?
isn't that this week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right
Here-
then.
It,
I'm gonna go
the,
fast and furious.
the time that this episode is getting published is the time that it came out. Oh my god, I'm so excited. What about you guys?
Wait, are we talking about the Jurassic World teaser or the Fast and the Furious movie?
Yeah,
Both.
saw some
Why not?
dinosaurs. They were kind of cool.
Well, did we ever talk about that article that mentioned something about a Fast and the Furious and Jurassic Park crossover?
that was not real.
That wasn't real, but for
But
some
can you
reason,
imagine?
I'm excited. I will be excited.
I've seen
Honestly.
the meme. Family.
I'm not completely opposed to the idea.
I mean, it'd be interesting Vin Diesel meeting Chris Pratt and all that.
It'll
But-
be funny if he meets Blue. We're family now.
That's the teaser trailer right there.
That's how Mike talks regularly.
Fuck you.
All right, Mike, how's life? How have you been? What's happening? Okay, great. Moving on. Cam, how's everything with you?
Oh, you know what I'm gonna say.
Oh god, I think everybody's been good, but I think the most important person, it's Sal. So, what you been up to? Did you start your your Lego piece yet?
Wow, we're really jumping all over the place.
Yeah,
here.
we
Fine.
talked.
I'll go first, and then Ham can go.
Yeah, we'll go from
I-
most important to least important.
I did finish my Halo Mega Block before Father's Day, so I started to build a Daily Bugle. Some of the
Nice.
details on that thing are really nice. Like just having like a fun little Lego version of like the sewers or like the stand or taxi cab, whatever. Like it's just I don't know. I really like it. I'm really happy I got it. It's out of stock too, which is what I feared was going to happen. So I'm glad that I managed to convince my girlfriend to get it for me while we did, because she was gonna wait till Christmas. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be still available by Christmas,
Yeah.
and so proved her wrong.
So
Trying
glad
to
that she
think.
got it for you, man. You got to put a ring on it.
So speaking of rings, so Sonic is celebrating his 30th anniversary today, and
What is he doing?
I was watching the Sonic Symphony, which I don't remember if you guys recall me talking about it. During the Sonic Direct teaser thing, they said that they were going to do like an orchestral performance of the Sonic music over the years and things like that. That was today. It was like almost 2 hours long. It was really cool. I really liked it a lot. The first half of it was like all the orchestra band performing a lot of the greatest hits from Sonic the Hedgehog, the original series, and some of the more recent stuff. And then the second half had like rock bands coming in to do like the songs that have the lyrics in them. Like the one that's at the end of Sonic Adventure 1. There was another one I think in Sonic Colors. But overall it was really cool. So I was really happy I got to watch that.
It was awesome.
Trying to think what else I did. I talked about Joker last week because
Mhm.
Mike didn't believe I liked it. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, I hit rank 150 also in Halo. So
Finally,
Ooh.
two
goddamn.
two levels away, which will take up the rest of my life.
2 levels
Oh, what that 150
away.
was? Oh.
It
And
was the. You remember the bed that you pulled out?
Oh
Him?
no 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
Microsoft and whatever pulled out. So there you go. They never pull out.
Not.
and
Well, what?
to go to go back to Sonic really quick, and then we can talk to Ham. I am drinking in honor of Sonic's 30th anniversary. I am drinking the Sonic flavored G Fuel, which I don't know if any of you guys know what it is. Not
Yeah, no
sponsored, by the
G
way.
Fuel. Please give us our G Fuel money.
But yeah, peach rings. That's what it's called. I think it's not bad.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Peach
So,
drinks. We've had peach
so I'm
drinks.
next because I'm more important than him. So I am doing actually a
Only in your mind.
scavenger hunt. I'm doing a hunt right now.
For the
Um,
PS5, you'll never find it.
no, not for the PS5. I'll find it, but not now, right now. So there's this thing that I'm trying to collect from my wife, and I like it as well too. I don't know if you guys heard of it. Stitch crashes Disney. I don't know if you have
No.
seen that. It's these plush. It's just a plush, but the thing is that Stitch is themed.
Every single character of Disney, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. So they have like different series of them. We recently just got the Pinocchio one. It's really nice.
Yeah,
The what now?
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So right now we're trying to look for the other ones. They have a Beauty and the Beast, Lady and the Tramp, Lion King, and Little Mermaid, and then the next one is Aladdin.
It's basically Stitch in a costume of one of the characters.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
the drawings of that. Where do you just what?
Mhm.
Where do you get
It's
them?
just, oh, I mean, you could get them from the Disney store. I mean, they're all sold out, so you have to like check on like probably eBay or.
You said these
Also,
are plushes, though?
yeah, they're plushes. Yeah.
Is
And
it because I know the aliens from Toy Story did the same thing? Where the aliens, like the green little alien
Yeah.
guys, they're like
yeah,
in every
Ah,
costume of like every
class.
Disney character. So I can't remember though if those were plushes or those were figurines, but
Ah,
it's the same. It's the
class.
same like concept, I assume.
yeah, it's the same concept. Yeah, but it's Stitch, and I mean, it's kind of cool. He's kind of cute looking.
Wow,
Like
And
Stitch is
these.
Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite, the number one Disney movie. I think I would say.
Yeah, I like it a lot. So that's one of the things that I've been up to. So me and my wife have just been looking around, looking for good prices because people are selling these for like
Yep.
$100 and or more. So trying to see if I can find a good value of them, at least for one of those. The Beauty and the Beast one is overpriced. People are selling it for like $300.
I
Get
give
the
it to you for
fuck out of here.
250.
Oh, you know what? Give me five.
I'm actually going to downtown Disney tomorrow, so
Oh,
I'll
nice.
see.
Let me
I'll see
know.
if I keep an eye out for one. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know. Let me know. So, not sponsored by the way. So, yeah, that's what I've pretty much been up to. So here comes Ham with his 500 shows that he has time to watch.
Hey,
Actually,
plus start with the most important announcement, Ham.
no, I'll lead up to that. You know what? I don't think I've watched any shows this week.
You didn't watch anything?
I mean, I watched some of the shows that are wrapping up
You're
the
pregnant.
whatever. Yes, yes. Um, no, nothing. I've not started anything new or finished anything. Not that I'm aware of. Oh, I did start watching Rick and Morty, but that was the first episode, so that doesn't count.
Oh, they came back.
Uh, yeah, the first episode came out Sunday.
Oh, nice.
I'm also on a scavenger hunt for a bottle of whiskey that costs around 100 something bucks, and it's around 2 something for someone's birthday. Can't find it. If I could drive, anybody know anyone in Massachusetts, New York, and New Jersey? It's called Little Book. If anyone knows someone who lives in those three places I just said, let me know. Oh, is that a yes? Did I hear
No,
a yes?
no.
No. Well,
No, I'm searching it up right now.
yeah, look that up. It's look up bourbon because you might not find the actual thing. Second thing was I went to Universal Sunday as well,
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
and
you went
the
on Jurassic
line
World.
the line was 45 minutes,
Uh-huh.
Nice.
and nobody wanted to go, and I didn't want to waste anybody's time, so I did not go on it.
Oh,
Dun, dun.
what?
Also, I had to get
What?
my phone because I lost it, so that was it. Yeah, if I would have waited for the last minute to get on that ride, I think it could have been maybe 30 minutes or less.
Nobody that you were with wanted to go on the Velocicoaster?
They don't like roller coasters.
Oh God. You shouldn't have told him it was a roller coaster.
Yes, they're looking at it and they're like, "What the fuck?"
You
Yeah,
would have been just like, oh, that's the new Harry Potter ride.
yeah. Couldn't get on that one either,
I
but
mean, they couldn't wait
whatever.
for you just for. I mean, they have single riders, and that's shorter.
That's what I thought. I was like, "Oh my god, did I forget there were single riders?" So,
Oh my
not a
god. Ugh.
yeah, not a big deal. Not a big. And then finally, drum roll, please. I picked up an Xbox Series X with the all access bullshit, which I still think it's just Game Ultimate Pass.
Yay!
Which Sal told me 2 o'clock. I did 2 o'clock, and then I was working. It got slow as shit, and then I jumped back on at what time was that at? Maybe half an hour later.
Mm.
So I said, "Oh hey, look, it's oh, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do." Well, got a confirmation code. Got a ship thing. So I think I'm good, guys. I'm going to the next generation of
But,
gaming.
but I can't believe you actually pulled the trigger on that, though.
I
Yeah,
said,
especially with the 2 years of Ultimate. I didn't think you were gonna go through with it, but you did.
well, I did some math, so it is 2 years. It's not just 1 year.
Yeah, how much
So
was the total?
eight something.
860?
Less, I think.
If it's less, then you got a little bit of a deal there because
Yeah.
2 years of Game
Plus,
Pass is
plus there was the
360
tax.
alone.
There was tax on the system there. So yeah.
You gotta pay the tax. But
That's awesome,
hey,
man.
now you're ready
I'm
for Starfield.
so yeah. I'm so
And the
happy
funny
for you.
thing is, yesterday I also picked up a TV at Best Buy. What a coincidence!
What'd you get?
I got a cheap. It's for to put it somewhere else, not in the house. But you know, Aaron. All right, so it's a 60-inch, costs like 400, 4K, blah 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 blah. It's a henshin, whatever, but it's fine. It's fine. I also saw one of those Sony's X blah 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 that sold out 750, but whatever. What you gonna do?
Yeah,
So
well, damn, man, you're hooking up your system. You're hooking up. Damn, this is a new ham that I see.
new, not new.
But
Just
I can't. You know, I'm still dumbfounded of how you actually pull the trigger on an Xbox,
I
and you
was very impressed with the
and
That's not
Microsoft and
surprising. I
m-
think you buying an Xbox would have been way more
yeah.
surprising.
I was very
me.
intrigued with the Microsoft slash Bethesda showcase.
You mean Xbox?
Bethesda. This guy's
Sure.
gonna be playing Fallout 76 on the next
We are
gen.
gonna play together now. I can't wait.
Excuse me, I'm not 152 yet in Halo. So anyway, speaking of can't wait, let's talk about Sweet Tooth, which was Ham's
Yay!
pick. This was
Yes,
something Ham pushed on us, as he said in the
because
last
I thought you watched it.
podcast. I did not.
I
I
thought
just
so.
know that is a Vertigo comic book written by a really awesome writer, Jeff Lemire, because I've read some of his other stuff. I never actually got around to reading Sweet Tooth, but I read a lot of his other work, and I was pretty happy that one of his things got picked to be adapted to a
Yeah.
whether movie or show, whatever. So Sweet Tooth. Let me pull up the stats here. On a perilous adventure in a post-apocalyptic world, a boy who's half human and half deer searches for a new beginning with a gruff protector. IMDb gives it an 8.1.
Okay.
Ooh.
Rotten Tomatoes, 98%.
Ah. Ooh.
And then Ham's Boys,
Yeah, what do they got for me?
his fellow Google users, 95% of them liked this show.
Whoa! Very
Wow.
nice.
One person didn't like the show. I'm wondering who it
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Who's the
kick that guy off the
imposter?
team. All right, so you got some names here: Christian Convery, Nonso Anozi, James Brolin, Will Fort, Stephanie Lavie Owen, and a couple other people whose names I'm not gonna even try to pronounce because I'm sure I'll butcher them. But I think James Brolin is probably the most stand out one.
Oh no, 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 no. His dad. What's his name?
Oh,
Uh,
Will Fort.
yeah, Real Forte from SNL, Last Man Standing or Last Man on Earth. Bunch of other funny shit.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah, you don't even know.
I don't. But I do know that you guys have ratings for this card because or for this movie because I don't think I have my card solidified just yet. So that's
Uh
why you
oh.
two are going to go first on this one. Cards all
Yeah.
around first, and then we'll get into a discussion about what we liked and disliked about Sweet Tooth. So, Mike, just your card.
Just my card. It's a green card.
Oh shit. All right, all right.
Ham,
Green as well.
I think you said that in the last podcast, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
Hasn't
will
changed.
give it a. I will give it a green card. I will.
Ooh.
I
All
will.
right.
I mean, because I have like two complaints.
Is it the obvious one?
One is a nitpick, I think, and I mean, it's not. It doesn't ruin my whole. If it didn't continue on a little bit further, it would have ruined my whole experience of everything I just watched. But whatever, we'll get to it.
It's the
So,
obvious one, I assume. Yeah.
Sweet Tooth, just as it mentions, there's like this. Basically, if you were alive in the past year and a half, which all of you were, you've experienced Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen hybrid humans. Yes.
You're a
Well,
hybrid.
okay,
You don't know
replace
that.
replace hybrids with people who have COVID, I guess, or may have COVID. I don't know. Obviously,
Sure.
obviously, there's a lot of COVID what references in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
The social distancing, the masks,
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
people fearing other people, and all that stuff. Basically, hybrids started popping up just randomly in the world, and there's also at the same time a virus that's going around killing people, and no
Yep.
one seems to know exactly what the hell is
But
going on. One particular hybrid, this boy by the name of Gus, was in isolation with his isolation loosely with his
mm,
father for about 10 years, I believe. And then finally, after his father passes away, gets clues that, hey, your mom is out there, go find your mom. Goes on this whole journey to go find his mom with a couple of people he meets along the way. And we are left with kind of an open ended, I guess, because there's no confirmation of season two. So
nope.
for all we know, that's just where it ends. Although I highly doubt it after all the ratings and stuff. I'm sure they'll give it a season two.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I
What?
believe so. Hopefully.
Okay,
Like,
so who wants to go first with
I'll
what
go
they liked or
first.
didn't like?
I'll go
Sure.
first. Um,
You said didn't like.
Yeah, start with
what
your cons. Actually, start with what you didn't like.
what I didn't like was for sure the CGI was really bad at that part. There's some parts where the deer shows up out of nowhere, and I felt like that should have been something more explained. Like, okay, when he's in the cabin and that big deer shows up, and then this
Yeah,
guy's like afraid. I'm just like, okay, like,
He's got deer powers. Get over it.
I mean, but the thing is, like, I thought it was gonna be introduced later on to more things, and then while he's running through the forest, you see like these deers. CGI is pretty bad. But this is what I liked about the show. It doesn't really have that much CGI in it.
Hmm.
Everything else is all like really well done makeup. But like I said, I want to talk about my cons. That's one of the cons. It's like a nitpick. The other one, it's the animal army. I wish they were more involved, or because they introduced these groups of kids, and I thought that they were gonna do something a little bit more. but it was just one episode, and automatically everything would turn into shit. And I was just like, oh, really? Oh, I mean, probably in season two, maybe Bear will go to back to that army to get help to save Gus or whatever. Um, what else? Another nitpick. I guess it's just because like I was just wondering the whole entire time, how are these people get power?
Huh?
How like the zoo lady? How is she getting
Oh, you
power?
mean electricity? Yeah. Oh,
Electricity and
well,
you know what I
I
mean?
was
somewhat.
over
Like
here thinking X Men.
Yeah,
X-Men,
it's
yeah.
like they got powers. The
I
X
mean,
Factor.
yeah, yeah, no, no, my bad. It's just like, yeah, gasoline, like these people, all type of high tech, and I'm over here thinking like, okay, it is modern day. We do have the technology. We do have like the people who know stuff, but at the same time, like, you know what I mean? Like the zoo should be out of electricity, out of sources, but I just felt like it was just a lot more things out there that I was just like, okay, and I felt like the pacing for this show was kind of quick. I didn't mind it. I actually liked it,
Quick. Maybe in certain
but
episodes, but not.
Mm.
I mean, to me, it just was just like because since it is 8 episodes, and I feel like there's a lot more things left out, and of course in the book we'll have a lot more, and then the ending. How the fuck did the general get to one area to the other area to get Gus, and then went back? You know what I mean? Like,
It's different time periods. I don't know.
yeah, you know that's what I'm saying. Like,
They're on
it's
Central Standard Time. Is that
Well,
what you're
oh
trying to
yeah,
reference?
technically, he didn't actually go get him. Some other people did, right?
no, he was
Or
there.
No, the
No,
general was there too.
he
the
was there.
general.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he
Yeah.
was
It's
there
been
too.
a
Yeah,
while since I watched it. Yeah.
yeah, he was there too. And then I don't know. Like I said, it's little nitpicks. It's just little nitpicks, just like that. But other than that, I think this was a phenomenal show. Honestly, I will honestly say might be one of the best Netflix series that they have. I'm a huge fan of Stranger Things, and to me, I think that one is the best show that Netflix has. But this one, in my opinion, might be tied up right there for me. I hope they renew for season two. I love everything about the show, the characters, the costumes, the lighting, the everything about Gust and the hybrids, and of course, Bobby. He's so adorable.
Yeah, Bobby's
Merchandise,
MVP.
yeah, MVP for sure.
No.
Merchandising, you
Oh
know.
wow.
I highly recommend this show for everybody, and also too, like, this is just me. You might think I'm fucked up,
Always do.
Of course.
but I actually like TV MA, not TV 14. Like, I wish it showed a little bit more gore because I feel like this. I didn't read the comic books. I know about it. I know that it exists. I read through it, and I feel like the comic books were a little bit more gory than what the show is. And I
I
just
don't know. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the show was playing it safe just to get more like a better, like a lot more audience of all
Hmm.
different ages. But like I said, that's just me, and I felt like that just hold the show a little bit more back because I didn't know if Jeffter got shot. I just heard like a gun, and I was like, wait, did he get shot? Because you barely see blood until you see
Yeah.
Gus's
Yeah.
hands, and I'm just like, oh, okay. But other than that, I highly recommend the show. I like it. I hope it gets a season two, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna go ham. And this is what I'm talking about.
He mentioned it. I just don't want to waste time watching shows that don't get renewed. I'm like, oh, he fucked.
All right,
Exactly.
Ham.
Well. Of course, it's the thing that I'm pissed about is the cliffhanger. I fucking hated it. I even mentioned it without mentioning it to you guys because I thought maybe you watched it. I'm like, where's episode 9 and 10? Is my fucking Netflix broken? I was annoyed at the fact that it ended on a cliffhanger, especially when it hasn't been renewed for a second season. Like, is that gonna be it? I'm gonna be pissed. Yeah, that's my main one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Other than that, but I don't remember anything else really bugging me as much as that. There might have been one other thing. That still counts as the cliffhanger, as they keep sort of telling the stories of sort of each person and how it's supposed to combine, but you sort of never see that fully done. Maybe in the next season, but like you don't see the person at the zoo meet up with what's his name, or meet up with the doctor and all of that. It's just like hinted, like where's the payoff? Where's the payoff? And not really a big payoff, I guess, in season two. So I that still goes back to it being a cliffhanger and not delivering for the first season, which in some cases maybe people like that and now want another one, and people are commenting that they want another season. Um, but I don't know what other things I really did not like about the show. Like,
Did you like?
oh, I liked all the characters, how, they have some redemption arcs. Almost like that guy from Quiet Place 2 sort of reminds me of, I can't remember his name, the football player. Um,
Oh,
Shepherd.
Tommy Jeopard.
Jeopard? Alright.
Shepherd, yeah, in Sweet Tooth, his name is Shepherd.
Yeah, so you see him trying to sort of uh, have his redemption with protecting Gus, unlike his, uh, I guess it was daughter and wife.
Mhm.
I figured somebody was gonna have a certain hybrid related to them. I thought maybe him, and then when they figured out it was Bear's sister, I'm like, yeah, of course, it had to be somebody. I was waiting for it to happen. Uh, I like Will Forte as a dad. He's usually like a funnier sort of type of character, but I thought he was somewhat sweet, protective, and also creepy, which you see in the flashback as well.
Sweet and creepy.
Yeah, I
Nice.
mean, he just didn't know how to raise him, and also with the dating stuff, he was just all weird.
Yeah.
Um, but he helped him survive. I don't know if I care much about Bear and her story, especially how Mike stated that was very quick. The animal freedom fighters. Eh. I also didn't care too much about the doctor's story, like with the community. I thought that was interesting for a bit, and then an accidental murder by the horse. I'm like, why couldn't it just say, "Hey, horse killed her. Here's the evidence. Here's the proof." Like, I don't understand. Made it into a weird thing. Um, but everything else I liked. Can't wait to see the bad guy do bad things and the good guy,
Dr. Eggman?
good thing. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that the entire time. I couldn't get my eyes off it.
I am
It,
so glad that I'm not the only one that thought about that too.
and I
I'm
don't
like
think
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I don't think I wrote anything else. I mean, everything else I enjoyed. How about you,
All right.
Sal?
So I guess I'll start with my complaints because really, well, now it's three because you guys did mention kind of the pacing, and I don't know if it's so much of a pacing issue or a. Oh my gosh, I was just thinking about it when you guys said it, but there were times when I completely forgot about certain characters where like the
Yeah,
episode is so deep into like Gus's story and I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that's right, there's Amy, like the one what is she, like a psychologist or something like
yeah.
that.
Something
And
like
then
that. Yeah.
there was like a an episode where they were deep into her story and then I completely forgot about the doctor. I was like, oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right, that guy.
yeah.
And so it was kind of like I liked every character's story and what they did with the story and how they kind of developed their own personality and profiles into it and why they're so important to the whole storyline. But I just didn't like that I was forgetting them and in certain episodes. And I don't know if that's just really good storytelling for an episode or if they just didn't realize that,
That's
they were just, it was kind of choppy all over the place. And
that sounds like a personal problem.
maybe, but like there was also too many times when one of you guys were starting to mention it where you couldn't really explain like how they showed up here or why they had this. Like for
Oh yeah, I
example,
mentioned that. Yeah.
When Amy showed up to the meeting place in one of the costumes of one of the last men. I'm like, how did she even get the costume? Like, what was her whole adventure in this whole thing? Like, how did she even get there to begin with? Like,
Yeah.
because she was right in the smack dab middle of the entire invasion, and yet she managed to get away. So it's like, okay, are they purposely leaving these gaps all over the place to fill in a second
Uh,
season where they're gonna start doing just flashbacks of things? And it's like, you know how I am with flashbacks. Don't fuck with me in these flashbacks. Like, there's only so much I can tolerate with that. So I mean, that was just something in the back of my head that I was just thinking about when these things were jumping all over the place. My first complaint, the one where I literally was I wanted to I set my phone down and I was like, I'm gonna walk away from this because I'm done watching this show. And
What?
even
how
though
early?
even though there was like 10 like maybe 6 minutes left of the episode,
How
I
early?
was
How
like,
early?
this better have a at least a good ending. Otherwise,
Oh, the last episode.
I committed 8 episodes for nothing on this. There's a certain level, there's like a certain tolerance I have for stupidity,
Oh God.
and I get Gus is naive to the world, has no idea like
Oh,
about how everything is how everything works, or who
let
to
me.
trust, or whatever.
Oh, you mean that?
But Gus and and Jeopard have like this very personal moment, and they're like about to go off on this, continuing their adventure, and then you go have like a zoom in on Gus, and Gus is like, "Oh yeah, I called the bad guys over." I'm like,
Oh my
"What?
god. Yeah.
Excuse me?"
He didn't know they were the bad guys.
You this whole time I'm invested in this adventure, in this journey. I like you two guys as a character, and yeah, you know what, as soon as that happened, you know what he reminded me of? The stupid ass boy from Quiet Place 2. I was
Oh
like, why are
God.
you
Oh
doing
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
Why? Like, you had a good thing here and then you fucked it up by doing the stupidest thing in the world. After all this time, they've been telling you not to trust people, not to trust people, not to trust people, not to trust people. You turn on a radio, you have no idea who you're talking to, and you're like, yeah, I'm right here at this exact point. Come get me, please. Like, God, it was so irritating.
I thought you were gonna mention where it's right at the end where he's like, "Don't talk, don't talk, don't talk," and then he gives him food. He's like, "Thank you." I was like, okay.
The part that I was getting pissed off was that when he lost dog and they're hiding from this guy and he's still looking for his bag. I'm just like, oh my god.
Yep. That's the thing. That's where I think that's where I had my tolerance at its peak, and then the radio thing at the helicopter happened, and then that's where it just broke the straw, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm done with you. But the ending was nice. I did like how it kind of somewhat came to a resolution for a lot of characters, even though it is very left as a cliffhanger. Of course, I mean, I think that's like what the producer's way. I mean, it's the Downeys, right? It's Robert Downey Jr. and his wife. It's their way of
Yeah.
saying like, hey, you know, people are gonna want a season two. So just saying, if you want us to finish the story, you're gonna have to you have to renew it. Just saying. Um, but I like I said, I did like every single character. Even Bear, although I feel like she was not as fleshed out and developed as
Yeah,
she should have been, especially with her relationship with Tiger, because she made it seem like it was such a big deal at the end of the season, but we didn't really see that much of it in the middle of the season when they first popped up.
should
So
have
I
been some
kind of,
flashbacks of that.
yeah, but again, this is where I'm going to get worried for season two, is like, are they just going to litter it with just flashbacks? Like
I don't think so.
how much are you going to flesh out of this and not tell us purposely certain things just so that way you have guaranteed content for the future?
You might be right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that to be a recurring thing. Now, if they don't ever address it, that's fine, as long as they still continue to progress Bear's story or in Jeopard's story. Oh, and that was my other nitpick thing where he gets shot. I was like, he's not really shot. Don't tell me that don't make this so dramatic, because I know you're gonna have a stupid ass ending where he's still alive and he's gonna
Yeah, I
go
mean they
after
already
Gus.
showed up. Yeah, they did it.
No, you don't.
Also,
You
too,
build up a big moment, right? He's getting all emotional and stuff. If he dies, that makes that whole scene so dramatic. Let the guy die. Just let him die. Don't bring him back.
But they should. Yeah.
also too, how did the farm girl know that he has a hybrid kid.
What do you mean?
In the end, she picked him up, right? And then she's like, "We're gonna rest because we're gonna go get our kids."
Um,
I'm like, "Wait,
Oh yeah,
wait,
I don't.
wait.
That's
This,
that was. I know what you're
this is a
talking about because
nitpick."
I questioned that too. I was like, how do you know exactly if he was if he had if he had Gus around or not?
that's true.
Like there was another scene that happened too. Like how did he get to know his name right away too? That was the other thing I kind of was off guard. I was like, wait, how do you know his name is Jeopard? He didn't even introduce to us himself as Jeopard.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think we're bashing on the show. It seems like we're bashing on the show, but there's just like little tiny little things about it, but it
But
still doesn't give away the value of the show. That
right,
is it's
no,
still
and
good.
to help support that though, I think if since we're being so nitpicky and critical about it, I think that goes to show though how much of our attention it grasped
Yeah,
and like
definitely.
how much we were
Yeah,
looking really watching this show because we were picking up on these things pretty quick. And so it is a really good show. I really recommend it. It is kind of funny with some of the COVID references, especially that the one scene in the I think it was the last episode or the second last episode where the two guys, one of them is smoke and the other one
Oh,
is like
oh yeah, yeah,
freaking
yeah.
out. It's like, no, you got to put your mask back on. We're not supposed to be doing this. And the other guy's like, I don't care. We're outside. We're fine. Like that's everyday
Well,
conversation
this
now.
is this is
So,
this is what makes me want to look at the comics if they had that in there or not.
oh, probably not.
probably
And
not.
Probably
there's
not.
still a lot of questions unanswered too, especially still kind of the whole origin of the virus because they didn't exactly
Yeah,
explain
they hinted it.
like how the virus came to be or how is it the same because they talked about microbes and how they injected microbes into chicken eggs and then some of them turn out to be really good and then some of them turn out to be really bad. So does that mean that the really good is the hybrids and the really bad is the virus? And how do humans give birth to hybrids?
And
Like,
you just reminded me of the mom right at the end. I'm like, what?
oh yeah, the suspense of the mom is still alive.
Yeah, I was like, are they gonna do that too? We'll see.
And how the fuck did
Next.
the mom get all the way over there? How she's gonna be able to
We'll
come
see it
back?
in flashbacks, baby.
It's Arrow all over again.
No, it's lost all
Oh,
over again.
you have failed these hybrids.
But listeners, go check it out. It's worth it. It's 8 episodes. Some of them are 40 minutes. Some of them are up to an hour. But
Hmm.
it's worth watching all the way through.
Yeah.
I think this was
Yeah,
really
for
good.
sure, for sure, for sure.
All right. Before we go into intermission, we're gonna do a headline. There's only really two main headlines, so we'll break them. We'll break them up in this episode. This episode is really just me bitching about a lot of things because the two main headlines are things that I have strong words for. Do we want to do the Bethesda one or do we want to do the
Ooh.
Transformers one
Oh,
first?
I want to do the Bethesda one. I want to join you.
Okay. So
Hmm.
shortly after the whole Bethesda Xbox conference, actually right after we recorded our
Yeah.
podcast, a headline came out that I I'm at loss of words when I first saw it, but then reading the social media comments was pure bliss. The headline goes, Bethesda apologizes for Starfield Xbox exclusivity. Can be frustrating for PlayStation owners. Now, to be fair though, the headline is taken a little out of context. So let me give you the quote from Pete Hines, which I guess is the head of Bethesda or one of the bigwigs of Bethesda. Ham would know, it's his buddy.
Hmm.
The quote says, if you're a big fan of stuff we make and a game that we're making is no longer available on your platform, I totally understand if you are unhappy or pissed. I get it. Those are all real feelings and frustrations. I don't know how to allay the fears and concerns of PlayStation 5 fans other than say, well, I'm a PlayStation 5 player as well, and I've played games on that console, and there's games I'm going to continue to play on it. But if you want to play Starfield, PC and Xbox. Sorry, all I can really say is I apologize because I'm certain that's frustrating to folks, but there's not a whole lot I can do. It also continued because there was someone that commented and said, "Oh, Bethesda shouldn't be apologizing for this, blah blah blah." P. Hines responded to that and said, I'm not apologizing for the exclusivity. I'm just being empathetic and understanding the frustration that players are going like are feeling with the exclusivity. So he's not necessarily apologizing for Starfield being exclusive to Xbox. He's just saying that, yeah, I get it, you're frustrated, but this is just how it has to be, and it's not his decision, and that's just what it's going to be moving forward.
To me, he sounds like a bitch.
Behind's not really.
Yeah, to
Because
me,
he's not apologizing for the whole thing. But anyway,
well, yeah.
I feel like Ham should go first on this one. But who wants to take it? Because I'm going to go last.
I'll just go real quick. I mean, I only have one thing to say. Xbox buys Bethesda for how many again? 7 point something
7
billion dollars.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be surprised they're gonna have some exclusivity? Oh my god! Oh, woe is me! Like, what? We were expecting this. If you didn't, then you are just dumb. So that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna say is that I think he's stupid for even mentioning anything at all. Like him saying like, "Oh, I'm not apologizing, but I understand." Apology is an apology. Like, there's no reason for that. Xbox, like what Ham said, Xbox bought Bethesda. Bethesda was up for air. Xbox took the first step, and PlayStation fell behind.
But
I
also,
mean,
I think Mike's
it's
Mike's
just
not used to apologies because of PlayStation never apologizing.
oh no, you're stupid. No, but like it's just like you had such a like Xbox had such a great showcase, and it was
Yeah.
just like it was their time to shine. And for him to say something, it's just like it wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary whatsoever. Like, who the fuck cares? You guys should you like okay, you work for Bethesda, but now you're owned by Xbox. Xbox should have just I don't know. In my opinion, I think he got his ass chewed out. It's just like there's no need for you to say anything at all. Like we had a great showcase. We're here to stay. We're here to prove a point. And for you to open your mouth sounding like an idiot, I don't see the reason. And for PlayStation fans, like boo hoo, like that's who cares? Like it's the same thing with Pokemon fans. They're just spoiled that they have a whole bunch of different other companies, but they want everything to themselves. Like so what? Every times has changed. Move on, buy a PC or an Xbox and play those games. Is there going to be any Bethesda's games coming to PlayStation? I don't know. Maybe, probably just maybe one or two, but everything else is going to be on Xbox. Do you hear other Xbox players complain about Naughty Dog or any other God of War that they can't play it on their Xbox? No, they just shut up and suck it up and play the other games that they have. So that's my take on it.
So, just to be fair and transparent, you can take everything I say, like just say, "Oh, you're an Xbox fanboy." That's fine. I don't really care. I've been a loyal Xbox fan since the beginning of their time. So,
the
take
beginning of their time.
you can take my responses with a grain of salt for all I care. I'll give you I'll give you my short response, and then I'll give you my actual longer response. My short response is you can go fuck yourselves.
Wow.
My longer response, my actual response is why do you care so much about exclusivity when PlayStation has been playing the exclusivity game since what PS2 days, where they have they've bought all these different studios, they've claimed to these certain new IPs, and then they stuck to them. And like Mike said, Xbox. I will not go as far as saying that Xbox players don't complain, because there are times when we do complain. There's one game I'm going to bring up later that I know I generally complained about it, but I guess we're not as loud as PlayStation players, where PlayStation players feel like entitled little brats, and if they don't get one exclusive, it's like a whole uproar, and they feel like they're being treated, I guess, poorly for whatever reason. Like, why can't Xbox have an exclusive game? Like we have a few of our own, but that doesn't mean that we can't get more because the social media comments, oh man, if Peter Jackson directed a movie based off of these social media comments, I would go watch it in IMAX in a heartbeat because the social media comments were just so good. Like there was a lot of bitching and there was a lot of like support for Xbox, but one of the stupid comments I read was, "Oh, how would you feel if PlayStation bought Assassin's Creed, or if PlayStation bought Grand Theft Auto?" Like, so you bought Insomniac Games, like it's the same thing. Who You bought a studio, you're entitled to their games. Why can't Xbox have this one studio? Someone even tried to bring up the whole Insomniac argument, where and this goes to show maybe this one person represents 1% of PlayStation people, but they were like, oh, what about Insomniac? PlayStation created Insomniac, and so that's why we should get that exclusivity. You didn't create Bethesda. Bethesda has always existed. Insomniac existed way before PlayStation, before Spider-Man PS4, because there was Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive was an Xbox
Yeah.
Yeah.
exclusive,
Well,
and and so now you get Ratchet and Clank, right? Because that was only PlayStation, but they weren't a PlayStation studio. But you also now get Spider-Man PS4, which I'm going to use that as like a stupid argument here, where it's not actually fair to have Spider-Man be exclusive to PlayStation because that is not a original thought or idea created Insomniac. They took a character and created a story around it, and because PlayStation paid up more money, they get the exclusive rights to it. Spider-Man is as I already said, is about the Avengers thing. Spider-Man is a character beloved by everybody, so it should be exposed to everybody, not just one studio. I don't complain about what's the guy's name in God of War? I don't even know his name.
Kratos.
Kratos. I don't really complain about Ratchet. I don't complain about what is
The
it?
Last of Us.
Yeah. And Ellie in The Last of Us, like those are all PlayStation
The
exclusive.
Last of
Good.
Us
Those
2.
give me reasons to go buy in PlayStation. You should be happy
Uncharted.
about that. But you shouldn't be an entitled brat who thinks that you should have everything to you. Like Xbox finally, had the balls, and I think this is what Mike said before, Ham said before, they had the balls to buy a studio out, and now they have the right to the exclusives for it because they did exactly what PlayStation did with Insomniac, or what they've done with other studios. They bought them out. Now they have the right to the exclusives. So again, going back to my short response, PlayStation people, go fuck yourselves, because you can go without a couple exclusives. It just irritated me when I read that headline. I was like, are people really this pissed off about that? Like, you have other ways of getting access to this game. Do exactly you've been telling all Xbox players to do. Go buy the other console and go buy the game and play it on there.
Ooh, shots fired. I don't know this man. I am not related to him.
It's good. Bethesda's that good. And also, I want to chime in about Namco, come on, or Bandai Games. Come on, man. Why you got Pokemon only for the place? Or Pokemon? Wow, Digimon for only the PlayStation, man. Come on, Digimon. Come on.
I just thought that this continued to support my Xbox fanboy comment of saying PlayStation players are like are more toxic as a community than other console communities. Did I go too far in saying that?
I'll let that slide because I don't care. Because
I mean,
I just
preach,
got a new Xbox.
preach, my
coming
brother,
soon.
preach.
I mean, you got Mike here as a prime example.
Yeah.
Hey man, I don't like I said. Like I go where the games are at. So
Yeah, you're still gonna buy a PS5.
They're gonna call you a
yeah,
console
of course.
trader. Like,
I mean, I don't give a fuck. They don't pay me. They don't pay me. They're not paying my console. I am. The fuck,
yeah, true.
you know.
Or-
But I'll tell you this though. Intervallo stupido.
oh,
Did you actually look that up to see
Yeah.
how he's...
oh my god.
Disney Plus gives us another animated movie to watch. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but out of all of their new releases so far, only the Pixar movies have been free to Disney Plus.
Oh, me and my other buddy had a discussion about this.
I just noticed about that. Why? Why they're not making us pay $30? I mean, I'm fine with it because I'm already paying monthly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm sure obviously there's a deal between those two. There has to be, otherwise they would be charging.
I think there's
Did
a.
you guys
I
come
think
up with?
Pixar. What I sort of figured what the deal was. I think Pixar is trying to sue Disney for not, you know, either promoting it or giving it the same thing as, let's say, Cruella or the other one.
Really?
I think so.
Because I would say the promotion is out there. It's just not as trending, I guess you would say. Like,
um,
I'm trying to think of what Pixar movie was trending at all in any way whatsoever.
uh,
Onward was trending for a while, and
yeah, but that was
then
in theaters though.
that
That's a
was in
different
theaters.
story.
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
Because
wasn't
we've had Soul
Raya?
and this one.
And
Raya's not
Raya
Pixar.
is not,
No, it's
No,
DreamWorks.
and so is Pixar. So I'm
it's
surprised
not
that we didn't.
DreamWorks.
It's not DreamWorks.
No, Raya's Walt
It's a
Disney
fucking
Animation.
Disney movie.
Oh,
DreamWorks
fuck
is
if I
like under
know.
the Universal umbrella.
Yeah, okay. I for some reason.
Anyway,
Sony.
so obviously the next movie discussion is on Luca. It's Pixar's next film. Synopsis goes: on the Italian Riviera, an unlikely but strong friendship grows between a human being and a sea monster disguised as a human. If we look at some of the ratings here, according to Google, 7.6 out of 10 on IMDb,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
89% on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
ooh, okay.
Metacritic gives it a 71%.
Oh,
Who cares about them?
And well, this people should probably maybe care about this next one because
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
what all that matters.
Ham, I think someone lost their invitation in the mail because only 85% of your people like this movie.
sounds about right.
Wow, wow. You gotta talk to them, man.
I will.
We'll do cards again all around, and then we'll go, of course, into our likes and dislikes. So, Mike, what is your card for
Green card.
Ham?
Yellow.
Yellow, like you could be talked into another card, or yellow?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a green. I could probably be talked down into a yellow though. So this would be interesting. I'm gonna say one comment and then Mike, you can take it from there. But I'm going to come out and say that Luca visually is probably the best Pixar movie to date. I said visually. So Mike, take it away.
And I'm going to back you up on that one too, because that was actually going to be one of my pluses about this movie. Visually, colorful, everything beautiful, just great, like fantastic. I like how they were completely different with the character designs in this one. I like how it's more like I don't know how will you call this animation, like a more pop up, like I don't know, like more 3D ish, right?
No, I know what you're trying to say. They were like the characters were more rounded, or I don't know. They were more circles, I guess. I don't know how.
More polygons.
Yeah,
More polygons. There
we
go.
did art.
But yeah,
But
like
each character stands out, is what you're trying to say.
yeah, each character stands out on his own thing, and that's what I love about it. And I definitely do like every other character in this movie. Luca, Alberto, and what's the other girl's name?
Ginny?
Is it Ginny?
Or
Juliana?
Juliana?
Yeah, Juliana. I like Juliana. I like the dad. The annoying kid, the one that he wins on everything. I feel like that was
or,
okay.
or that he says he wins on anything. He's like,
Yeah, that's
uh,
true.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
never
mean,
lost, never lost. The
he's
tribute,
never
baby.
lost, but also too, you remember he's old too, and he's joining a kid race
Yeah,
Yep.
and stuff,
he's
and
like, oh, I'm
yeah.
undefeated. Yeah.
I wouldn't say this is the best Pixar movie ever,
Mm-mm.
but I will say that it's an enjoyable family viewing movie that holds up on its own. There are there are good jokes in this one that I think kids will like a lot.
Really?
There's some things that I question. Especially like there's a part where the bull like the bad kid has a spear and he's pointing at these two
Yeah,
incident kids, and I'm just like, oh wait, like are
that
they?
escalated quickly.
That I was not expecting that. I was like, "Ooh, sure, we're watching a Pixar movie. They usually don't do this." You know, I mean, the only movie that I know that did this was Toy Story 3, but you know, did a better job in that one than in this one. The violence and everything. Um, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's definitely like has a message of just I forgot the message.
He has a good message. Forgot the message.
No. It was
Red
just
card.
like it was just like just be yourself, live free,
Die hard.
and die hard. You know, and I don't know. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's a good movie. I highly recommend it. I think more things will pop up once we have a more of a discussion. But for now, I think it's a good movie.
All right, Ham.
Uh, well, the gold age of Pixar's over. Uh, Onward. I liked Onward, but a lot of people didn't like Onward.
Because they're stupid.
Some people wanted Soul to be better. I did as
Hmm.
well.
I liked it.
Uh, this one was okay as
You're stupid.
well. But I feel like Pixar has changed a little bit, and it's now maybe in the Silver Age.
Okay, so
So
what is it exactly that you did not
I,
like about this
I don't.
movie?
I mean, there's not much, but the big thing is it just reminded me of a long version of what you would see at the beginning of a Pixar movie. Just those little Pixar shorts. I'm like, all right, they just extended this for another hour. Um, I don't know. It just seemed a little slow at the beginning. A lot of
Hmm.
slow, and then it's like, all right, what's the point? What's the message?
I will
Then he
say,
meets a friend.
yeah, I will agree with you that them like Luca and Alberto them meeting up was really quick
Mm,
and automatically like build a friendship automatically like they were best friends. I'm like, oh wow, okay, that was quick.
yeah, and then of course the same thing happens with the girl. They meet her and all that. Uh very quick. Even the dad at the end, he was very quick to be like, I like these guys, but I mean, you do see some interaction with them, but not much. I feel like they stole the character, the dad character. He seemed very much like a couple of characters from other things that I've seen. Maybe is it spaghetti with meatballs? The inventor's dad, maybe. He looked almost identical, I think. Or I forget what other movie that he looks. Again, somebody's stealing the look of somebody who already drew all that. Copyright infringement, 2021.
So the storytelling just wasn't strong enough for you.
Closer to the end, I was like, yeah, we've seen it before. You have a friend, and then the friend gets jealous because they meet another friend and they don't want to do what you want to do. I'm just like, I've seen it. I've seen it. You got this little asshole with the Vespa. Sure, that was a little funny. The parents looking for him. Sure.
The cat was the main person.
Sure, meow, but there was
That was pretty
no
funny.
there.
Okay, so but you
There's
don't
nothing special. I feel like there was nothing special about it.
but
Maybe that's what it was.
you don't agree to the comment though that visually this is the best Pixar movie.
I think it had its own style, and I thought the style was done very well. But I would say Onward did it better.
Really?
I think
Really?
so.
You're stupid though.
What was it again?
Wait, what?
Drew forgot the saying it was. He was saying the whole entire movie.
Oh,
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 something Lorenzo or something. Oh my gosh, I forgot their phrase that they kept saying.
Yeah. So
yeah.
and it was real quick. It was obvious that his dad wasn't there. It was like, we gonna go there because we already know. But like,
Wow, somebody has
yeah.
issues.
hmm
No funny.
with stuff being used over and over again, and really, it was already written in the fish stars.
But it was nice
Um,
though, like it showed like, he has feelings and he's going through a hard time and he just feels like he's about to be abandoned again.
yeah, but see, then I also don't know what age range this would be for. I mean, did you watch it with your kids, Al?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Did they like it?
Um, okay, we're gonna transfer. We're gonna bring it over to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Go
Uh,
ahead. That's
first thing, first thing I will say though, I completely agree with Ham's comment about how this kind of felt like a Pixar short, just extended and stretched out to be a full length film. Especially the first half hour, I felt like.
yes.
Where because I disagree with you, and I don't know if you meant to say what you did, but you said the beginning part was slow and then like it picked up pace. I thought it was the complete opposite, where the whole friendship, like Mike was bringing up, like was happening quick, right? The
Yeah,
boy
no,
doesn't
that's what.
boy
Yeah,
wants to get out of the water, finds a way to get out, befriends Alberto. They
both
have this
friends.
like
Yeah,
goal and they built a strong friendship and they want to go for that goal, and now he's running away from his parents. That was like the first 20 to 30 minutes of the movie. I was like, damn, that's the whole trailer. Is this movie over already? Like, what else are they gonna do? And then that whole like, I guess acceptance into society was like the rest of the movie, which did
that took
feel
forever
at
though.
parts,
Yeah.
yeah, like really stretched out thin. And so I see that. Um my kids did enjoy it overall, but there were a couple of parts in the movie where they were just kind of bored. Like I don't know if maybe they were just super tired, but they were kind of falling asleep. And then when it got to like the mermaid parts where they were actually, yeah, basically the non-human parts, like when they were being mermaid, everybody like they were laughing at everything, and they were more engaged with it. So
Mm.
I don't know if this was one of their, because this has only been replayed once in the house, and that's how I determined whether or not my kids like the movie if they replay it. Because when Raya came out, they replayed the shit out of that the next day after. Same thing with Sonic, they replayed the shit out of that. This one, I've only seen it pop up
Mm.
one more time after.
How
So
when did you watch it originally? Like
we
new
watched it
release date?
Saturday night.
The day after?
Yeah, the day after.
Okay.
Um,
Mm.
I the pacing is really off for me because I didn't like how fast things were going and how slow
Yeah,
things came at
yeah,
towards
yeah,
the
yeah.
end. And I think that when I was initially watching this movie, I was gonna give it a yellow card, but I really love the visuals to this movie. I thought visually this was great. Like the reflection on the water, the details of the buildings, the
Mm.
character models, the raindrops, like everything was just so like clean and just like they took a lot of time putting their animation skills to the test on this one. I think this was like the maybe this was help supports the statement of this feels like a Pixar short, but this feels like the best showcase of Pixar animation. Like if you wanted to prove to somebody that Pixar has great animation, I would pick this one to showcase it because
That's
this
fair.
puts in a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like I think this does it way better than Onward. Definitely way better than Soul. Like I can't think of another Pixar movie that comes in comparison to this one. So I feel like where they put a lot of focus into the animation, they fell short on the story. And
Okay.
I I don't know if I do want to give it a yellow though. I think I'm gonna stick with my green just because I did enjoy it. I found this very entertaining. I wasn't bored with it. This is I'm trying to think of like another like analogy or comparison to this movie. This is like a young boy's version of the Little Mermaid.
Of course. But
Like,
also, I'm calling you out with water fanboy. So.
okay, fair, fair. Anything marine related, I am super biased. But
I
the
was waiting you
reflection
to
on the water
disagree,
looks
but
good, though. The
yeah.
water looks good. It was, I don't know. I liked it a lot. My one nitpick though, which they don't explain at all in the entire movie, and I don't know if anyone can really justify this. The rules to them being turned into mermaids and how like they quickly dry or whatever, because you know how they were sleeping in the tree, right? And the
Yeah.
morning mist like
Yeah.
got them soaked and right, and they're all mermaids now, and then they have to find a way to dry up really quick. Yet we get a scene at the beginning of the movie where they're swimming through the ocean, jumping around, and as soon as they jump out, they instantly turn into a human, and then they go back into a mermaid in the water. Like it was super quick. But the morning mist that takes longer, like that didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I don't. I didn't really care.
I don't know. I just
But
thought
I, I,
they just were too loose with the rule of like
well,
the turning into a mermaid and back into a human kind of thing.
yeah. I also thought, what happens if they eat something that was juice but had a bunch of water in it, or like the ice cream? I'm like, you're gonna turn a little mermaid? Like, I didn't even mean that. No, 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 no. You're gonna turn a little sea monster. So I thought about that for a second, but I didn't. It's not a big deal.
And I didn't. I kind of wish they fleshed out more of his world. Like they showed like they were raising fish, right, as
Yeah.
like the sheep, and the mom and dad. You know, they were
They're
like, I
just in a
guess,
fucking
farmers
cave,
in a
or what were
way.
they in the house? A cave? I don't know what the
I
fuck it
think
was.
so, but like that's it. That's all we really got to see of the world. We didn't really see if there was anything beyond that. Like if there was a whole city of these, mermaids just living all over the place. Like we got to see what the uncle, right? I think that came in that he was
Yeah.
supposed to be abandoned to, the grandma
Mhm.
that showed up at the end. Nothing else
Yeah.
really, and I kind of wish we just got to see more of that. Maybe if
And
there's a
then
sequel to this, we'll see it. But
I need a sequel of those two old ladies, how long they've been living in the village.
I'm sure that's going to be like a Pixar short at some
Yeah.
point.
Well, I mean, like I saw that. I'm like, okay,
You just hated
sure.
this movie. I'm change your card to a red. All right.
I don't know.
You're
Just
stupid.
it was nothing new.
Would you at least still recommend it?
If you're a Pixar fan, I guess, and Disney. I mean, if you don't like cartoons, don't watch this. If you don't like things that've done shit over and over again, don't watch this. But I
I
mean,
I recommend this movie.
I'd rather go watch
I mean,
Wally.
if you already have Disney Plus, you might as well watch it. It's free. You don't have to
Of
pay 30
Yeah.
course,
bucks for it.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's something new on Disney Plus.
All right. That was way shorter than I thought it would be.
Oh, I was
Uh,
gonna say something, but I'm like, no, I'm not gonna say anything. But there's
Like
one more thing.
what?
so let's talk about our last headline. Well, a headline and a half. The other one I'm going to bring up later because it's more
No,
of an overall concern. But let's talk about
Sure.
this. Let's talk about stupid shit here.
Fallout
Transformers.
76.
That
Oh,
too. Oh,
okay.
you agree? Transformers 7 title revealed. Beast Wars mythology coming to franchise. During a virtual kickoff event for the seventh film in the franchise, which has officially begun production, producer Lorenzo di Bonaventura and director Stephen Cable Jr., who's also directed Creed 2, revealed that the
Hmm.
next film will take place in 1994, 7 years after 2018's Bumblebee, and feature the Beast Wars mythology. The title is called Transformers Rise of the Beasts. Who wants to comment first?
Real quick,
But
I thought this was gonna be from the series that we were watching. This is a movie.
This is a
what?
continuation of the Bumblebee spinoff.
Oh,
Wait,
Bumblebee
but why
spinoff.
is it called Transformers 7 if it's a continuation of the Bumblebee
Because
spinoff?
I don't think the headline is calling it Transformers 7 because it's the
Oh,
seventh Transformers
and they don't
movie.
have a name probably, or is that the actual name?
The name is Transformers Rise of the Beast.
Rise of the Beast in the '90s.
So, okay, so pretty much they're gonna fuck it up
Is this the
after
same?
they a-
Oh, sorry.
after they fuck it up, and then we're gonna get an 8 or maybe a reboot.
I thought Bumblebee was supposed to be the reboot.
I thought Bumblebee was the reboot.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I
I
never
never
saw it.
saw it. Yeah,
Oh
me
Except for
neither.
like the first,
wow!
except for like the first 5 minutes, because that's the only part that really matters.
Yeah, well, watch. Oh,
Sal mentioned that to me. I went on YouTube and saw it, and I was like, immediately go kart.
yeah.
That was fantastic. I was like,
I
how
don't think
come?
it was that bad
I don't know.
compared to the last whatever Transformer movies. So is '94? Is that when the actual show came out?
Maybe.
Maybe. I think a little after actually. Well,
Okay. Well, first question is, are we looking forward to a new Transformers movie?
No,
My answer is no.
I'm not. I'm
Beast
done.
Wars.
No, I said Transformers movie.
Ah, no.
Okay.
Um, yeah.
Next question then. Because now Beast Wars is now going to be a part of this next movie, does that make you any more interested, less interested, or the same for the next Transformers movie?
I'm going to say less interested because
Well,
after what they did with the Dinobots, they're going to fuck it up. But of course, I don't know if Michael Bay is part of it. He doesn't even need to be the director. As long as he's the producer, they're going to fuck it up.
hmm. Well, I'd say more interested. I don't see how it's gonna really relate to the show if it's in 1994, and I'm sure we'll have dumbass human characters again. Um, we'll see. I mean, if they have, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna watch it.
It is one of the producers on. There's 5 producers.
It's
One of
Michael
them
Bay,
is Michael Bay.
but not
Okay,
directing.
No, no.
it doesn't
Directed is
matter.
Stephen Cable Jr.
It doesn't matter. He is such a
I think it does matter. I'd rather see one without him.
no. That's what I'm saying. As long as he's part of the Transformers films, I feel like he's still going to try to find a way to get his way, and it's just going to be blatantly. I mean, I haven't seen Bumblebee, so I don't. And apparently, he's a producer in that movie. And you're
Yeah,
saying that it
but that's
wasn't
he's
bad.
just getting money off it. I think guys should watch it and
It's
come
just I
back.
don't trust
I,
studios who work with him. That's why.
Well,
what I guess what I will say is, I mean, Ham knows this very well, and Mike sort of does because we've talked about the last couple of Transformers animated things, but
Yeah.
like Beast Wars is my Transformers. Beast Wars is
same.
what I grew up with Transformers, and that's like I am so like hardcore with Beast Wars. Like they're reissuing toys for that, and I'm like looking at the every single toy. And I'm like, I want to buy this. I want to buy Rhinox. I want to buy Air Razor. I want to buy Cheetor. I want to buy Optimus. I want to buy all these things because I love that storyline. What they at least did in the CG series that they did on was it Fox or whatever.
Mhm.
I understand that there is a big lore to it in the comic books, and I did not read that part of the comic books. So I only know by what's based off the CG series. However, because I was traumatized by The Last Night, which was the last Transformers movie that Michael Bay directed, because Hot Rod is a one of my favorite is probably my number one favorite Transformers movie. They fucked him over badly in Last Night. Like
Mm.
they did not do any justice to Hot Rod at all, any way whatsoever. They completely redesigned his character. I hated that. And the Dinobots, same thing like Mike was saying, they fucked up the Dinobots. They did barely anything in the movie. They didn't have any personalities really. They didn't do cool Dinobot things that we saw in other Transformers things. So for them to come out and do Beast Wars,
Beast Wars.
I will obviously be looking at this under several microscopes. And as Mike brought it up before, like critically like analyzing this shit because if they fuck up Cheetor, I am going to sue whoever's been working on Transformers because
Cheetor.
there are so many characters that I hold very close to me that I don't want them to fuck up. Michael Bay is attached to this film in some sort of capacity. I do have some worry there. What I will say is the saving grace, though, because I believe this is the same director as Bumblebee, And I did love the first like 5 minutes of the movie when they were on Cybertron. They looked like original CG, like original G1 character models of Transformers. I have a little bit of faith in that at least the director might have a say in what goes on with the Beast Wars. Because he apparently in a quote he was quoted that he's a fan, that he grew up watching Beast Wars, that he was a fan of the Beast Wars mythology. So sure, go ahead. Like I obviously can't, I don't have any power to stop you, but please understand that I feel like there's a large group of us that love the series Beast Wars and wants to see those characters be done justice. I have more doubts than I have hopes for this movie.
I I don't want to give you hope.
Yeah, just go into it thinking it's shitty. Then who knows? Maybe
We
like
gotta wait till the first trailer comes out, and then we gotta see how it is.
Maybe. I don't think the like I don't think the CG is gonna bother me. Right? Because despite whatever we say negative about all the Transformers movies, I still think the CG looks awesome for me because I like how much more detail are you gonna put into a car changing into a robot? Like I feel like they've gone out of their way to make sure that every detail is covered. And even still watching the first Transformers movie, like it's still a badass movie to watch because you just get you get robots turning into giant cars. Like there's not much more you can ask for. It's just the storyline and however serious they want to try to take these movies is what ruins the franchise.
It was after Transformers One. I think we've gone through this. Is a good movie. It's good. It's the first one. It's good. It's something new. I enjoyed it. I know you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if you guys enjoy it now.
I do want to go back and watch the movies again
Oh,
just
God.
to see if my mind has
no
changed about
thanks.
any of them. But I
Yeah.
mean, maybe not. I don't know.
I remember me coming out of Transformers 2. For some reason, I loved it. And the more I watched it, the more I hate myself for loving the movie. I didn't understand why I liked it.
So like Suicide Squad.
Yeah, like that. It literally like that because first, like I think
I'm Becky.
no, Becky, that's no. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea why I like part two. Where I honestly think part two might be the worst one, or it might be Age of Extinction, or maybe the Last Night. I haven't seen the Last Night.
Last night was god awful. Last
Was
night
Oh,
it?
was god awful.
they're
Yeah.
all, they're all, yeah. I remember watching Transformers and I'm like, am I getting old? Because for some reason the fight scenes or even like the transforming scenes sometimes I'm like I couldn't tell what the fuck is going on. But I think I could blame Michael Bay for that.
Yeah, Last Night got a 15% in Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, I don't need to look that up to know that.
All right, well, hopefully we'll get a trailer for it sooner rather than later, so I can start making judgment calls on it.
Hmm.
The only last thing that I'll bring up, and no, we don't have to have a discussion about this, but this is just something that we've kind of touched on before when developers get attacked for no reason. Okay, so let me give you some context here. This is a Pokemon Go related thing, and I don't even know if Mike is really going to fully understand the whole context of this.
Oh, I already know about it.
So, when the pandemic started, Niantic, the makers of Pokemon Go,
Hmm.
made a lot of drastic changes to help out, the whole ish situation that, people are going to be staying at home, people are quarantined, like, they're not going to be able to go walk and all this stuff. And they've done a lot of good changes. Fast forward, what now, a year and a half, a little bit more, maybe. They're getting to a point now where because things are getting better around the world, slowly but surely, they're reverting back on some of those changes.
And going back on
And
their word.
Well, not
mm,
word.
not necessarily,
They're
but
going back on their word, in my opinion.
they're reverting back on some changes because they had said at the very beginning of all this that these are temporary changes due to the situation at hand. And then they did try to revert them back before, but because people were still quarantining and all that stuff, they continued on the changes. And they did say that they were going to revert back to normal situations at some point. So now, because this recent announcement came out, a lot of Pokemon Go players are literally like crying out in anger at Niantic and even attacking developers and their personal accounts to the point where now certain developers have literally just gone off social media. They closed out their Twitter account, they closed out their Instagram account, they're done with it because people are going directly to them and saying very hateful things towards them. Um, all I'll say is that I understand that people could be
Hmm.
upset about certain things. Like, like you could bring up the whole PlayStation exclusivity situation. Yeah, I get it. You can be upset, but understand that there are people at the other end of all of this, and you shouldn't be attacking like people directly in any way whatsoever. Like you have no knowledge of anything that happens on that end, and so that is completely unfair, and I just think downright disgusting to do something like that, to call somebody out when you have no idea what they do over there on at that company, or what they have to go through, or they may not even be the ones responsible for all this stuff. It's just not fair, I think, on that end. And that even comes up with like a lot of the games that get developed and then get delayed. People go out and attack the developers and saying you're awful, you're a disgrace, like you shouldn't exist, blah blah blah, all this stupid stuff, when you don't really understand the full situation. So I just kind of want to throw it out there because I just feel like people are getting a little out of hand when it comes to like getting, I guess, what they want from video games. Like we have certain wants and needs when we get something out of a movie or video game, but I don't think we all like fully understand how video games or movies are developed, especially in situations like this with the pandemic. Even though things are getting better, it's not the same everywhere. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and you guys can say anything if you want to.
Yeah. I agree with you, Sam. I think nobody should attack anybody, threaten them whatsoever. It's just a video game. Um, what I am not angry. I'm annoyed. It's because the game is good. The game is great right now. Like I like how. Well, in my opinion, I think I'm only complaining about the circle. How the circle is like wide. You're able to reach, other Pokestops, or more Pokemon will appear a lot more that are a little further than you, and things like that. That's the only thing I have complaint about. But other than that, I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of it. Just why? Because you were spoiled for just a year while the game's been out since 2016 and it's going back to its old ways. That's longer than how it was now. So get your lazy ass up and start walking, you fat fucks. Like I don't know.
Wow. Okay.
I don't. This is truth. Come on, man. They're attacking these fucking um these developers. They deserve some
Yeah.
hate
The
speech.
only comment I'll add onto this is that like Niantic's whole goal or mission for all of their games is for people to go outside and explore and walk and like have an active lifestyle while playing their game. So it
Exactly.
is supposed to be purposeful in that way. Everything that they've changed for the game was because people were quarantined, and so they understood that people weren't going to be able to go out and be safe and be able to engage in the game in the same way. So that's all. That's the last thing I'll add.
Oh, I thought they made it to make money, but
If
but
if they were going to make money, they wouldn't go back on these changes though, because they made a shit ton of money over
A
this
they're
lot.
past
still
year.
making money. So yeah, whatever easier way for them to make money or whatever it takes, whatever it takes. But I do feel like maybe some people can be like, hey man, well, not specifically to specific people, like the company, like, hey man, what the fuck? We're still dealing with the pandemic, depending on certain countries. But if they're okay with, let's say, Japan or America, oh, they're not doing any pandemic stuff anymore. Let's go back. So I mean, you could also look at that where maybe the smaller markets that don't use it a lot, but people are still in that pandemic sort of beginning middle process they maybe don't care about them or just feel like, oh, everything, if this part of the world is normal, everything's normal, which it's not. But as Sal said, or I think Mike said it, my friend usually says, what does he say?
Game. Why you have to be mad?
Like he said, it's only a game. Why'd you have to be mad? So yeah, it's one of my favorite memes. So yeah, don't be attacking people. Don't be stupid. Come on, come on.
Let's move on to our last segment before we close out this episode, which of course is the movie trivia. Now remember, you guys are texting me your answers. Yeah.
Okay.
No, no weird discussion, like giving each other hints and stuff.
My phone died.
Oh, he's not feeling confident about himself.
I
in this
guess
one.
I automatically win, don't I?
No. I'm the undefeated king.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
Let's
All
go.
right.
The synopsis reads, and I'm leaving out a couple of things because it'll give it away.
Yeah.
A young criminal prodigy hunts down a secret society to find his missing father.
No.
A young criminal prodigy hunts
No.
down a secret society to find his missing father.
No. One more time. What is it?
This is the last time because I already got Mike's answer.
Oh.
A young criminal prodigy hunts down a secret society to find his missing father.
No, it's. I hated that movie. I'm not writing that answer. I'm not. I'd rather lose. But give me a second. Let me run down some movies.
I got it wrong, but I just want to write that movie down.
I'm not writing that fucking movie down. A criminal prodigy.
Hunts down a secret society
Secret society
to find his missing father.
to find his missing father.
Give me an answer.
Fuck. I'm not writing that.
Okay, fine. Then just say it because I already have Mike's answer. So
I got nothing.
Do you actually know what the movie is, though?
No, I'd have to think for like another 30 seconds. But
And Mike, you don't know what the movie is. That's why you just
Wait.
wrote that.
wait,
Yeah.
he didn't write anything down. I was gonna say
He
Artemis
did.
Fowl.
He sent Cody Banks, which I've never seen before.
I was gonna say Artemis Fowl but I didn't want to write that because it's stupid.
Well, the correct answer is Artemis Fowl.
Wow.
How did you not know that, Mike? I didn't want to write that down. It's a fucking stupid movie.
Oh, I forgot. I
'Cause-
completely erased that movie out of my fucking life.
That's why I brought it up.
Fuck you.
The whole synopsis reads: Artemis Fowl, a young criminal prodigy, hunts down a secret society of fairies to find his missing father.
How
I
did
just
you
took
not
out
know that,
Artemis Fowl and
Mike?
fairies.
I don't
Mike,
know.
the reason I brought this one up because it has Nonzo Anozie, who plays Jeopard on Sweet Tooth, plays
He was
Demovoid
Butler.
Oh, the butler.
Yep.
God damn it, that fucking Shyamalan twist. Fuck you.
Butler. You know this already. I always use one of the actors in what we
I don't know
watch.
how Mike didn't know what it was. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, that's the only thing that's popping in my head. I'm like thinking. I'm
Well,
like,
the good thing is that Artemis Fowl got canceled, so.
I don't even know what that means. Did it actually get canceled?
Nah, I'm just taking a
It
guess.
wasn't even a series.
No, it got canceled. It got like fucking Facebook canceled.
Speaking of Facebook, Mike, do that social thing you do.
Oh yeah, guys, follow us on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube at Drunk Competent Teacher, and if you have MySpace, Drunk Competent Teacher. Sure. All right, and also too, if you have email, we do email because we're professionals. I have a ton of email that I had to get to. drunkcop.ateacher@gmail.com, and I could write to you, or Ham could write to you, and that would be a mistake. But yeah.
His
I
only
love you.
response would be go play Fallout 76.
Yeah, I think his pinky toe is twitching.
Sweet Tooth reference. I got it.
Yeah, you got it?
It was stupid,
Alright.
but I got it.
It took me a second. I'm like, no.
Hey, stupid though.
Yeah, you are stupid though for sure.
All right. Any closing words, gentlemen?
When the moon hits your eyes,
I don't know. He cut out, so I don't know what he said right in the middle. So that's a good. Go play Fallout 76. Have fun.